Another secret of ranting was revealed by Reverend Ivan Stang when, of a rejected submission to the Stark Fist, he said, it wandered, but not enough. A fine rant doesn't just wander, it positively meanders. Use this introduction as a model. Keep changing the subject so your listeners with their short attention spans won't get bored. If you change themes between 45 and 72 times a minute, a rhythm close to human heartbeat, and mystify them by mixing metaphors, pretty soon those suckers will be putty in your palm and of your hand at your feet wrapped around your little finger. You can also learn a great deal by studying magnificent orders of the past. Huey P. Long taxed Standard Oil $10 for each barrel they pumped in Louisiana, then gave um, one sec, then gave back them 90% of it under the table. Aaron Burr shot Alexander Hamilton. Mark Anthony kept saying, but these are horrible men, honorable men. Excuse me. All through his speech, but these are honorable men. Remember how effective that selective repetition was in swaying the emotions of the actors in Shakespeare's plays who were cast as Roman citizens. Do not for a moment think you cannot be an exceptional orator if you can just find some way to keep repeating yourself hypnotically and changing the subject of your speech frequently at the same time. Winston Churchill pointed out another attribute of good rhetoric is it is sincere. You must resolve you you must yourself really be against the Germans buzz bombing London before you can persuade the English people it is a rotten notion. Natural aptitude also plays its part. America has known no greater public speaker than Franklin Delano Roosevelt, whose son once quipped, "Father wanted to be the bride at every wedding and the corpse at every funeral." And that's important to keep in mind because if you want to be the bride at every funeral, and the corpse at every wedding, you are just not made of the right ingredients. Your timing is off. In that case, you could have better luck with eyeball to eyeball conversations, the versatile art of one on one seduction, which you want to learn anyway. Here, too, hypnotic repetition is a key to unlimited potential. Pick any theme out of the air for repeating a word. A name or a number will do. Let us say, for this example, that you choose the number 5 into your pitch again and again, 5 times 5, over and over again. Drive that mother home until your victim is entranced in the fifth dimension. Then dazzle them with all the techniques and primer of Aristian evangelists on page 65. Such mood setters as lighting and music are also important. For the maximum results, illuminate the room with strobe lights, play Beethoven's Fifth Symphony in the background. They will be putty eating out of your hand. If you are repelled by having anything to do with human beings whatsoever as individuals or in groups, then you were probably meant to be a Discordian writer such as myself. That being the case, my advice to you is to consider that rousing literary form known as a manifesto. Not only should you read the Communist Manifesto so you can find out how to get bankers to finance your activities. Really? You should also study the lesser known but equally great specimens of this genre, especially what especially comes to mind in this request is that underground Classic anonymous authorship, manifesto of the artistic elite of the Midwest, as it has not yet been anthologized. I produce it here in full, just as appeared in issue number 2 of False Positive, care of Donna Cosi, Box 953, Allston, Massachusetts, 02134. Manifesto of Artistic Elite of the Midwest. Artistic. Artistic elite is a misnomer. We claim unity with the American Midwest, where we were born and raised. We support the secession of the Midwest from the faltering carcass of the American way. We feel that the Midwest should sign its own treaties and create its own alliances. We support liberation in Quebec. We don't believe in the balance of terror hypothesis and wish to be counted out of all future nuclear war. Wow. We believe in the sanity and stability of the Midwest and refute those of either coast who see the heartland as oppressive, backward, uncultured. We are redneck motherfucker, etc. This is backward. This is propaganda created by the intellectual power elite of the East in their cynical and ruthless attempt to keep the chains on middle America. What? We claim solidarity with the third world as exploited people. As one of the richest third world nations, we vow to beat our Winnebagos in plowshares in order to do our part in growing the Third World Alliance. We call for the cessation of the telecommunications monopoly and destruction of all over the air methods of propagandizing. Wow, no more Lucy, no more Beaver, no more corporate propagandizing for the consumerist ethic. Free TV. A new localized medium system will be created. No more sensationalist news coverage, constant and open exchange of ideas, and a refutation of present mass subscribed theories of the free exchange of ideas. No more enslavement to the Marlboro cowboy. No more enslavement to the false illusion of American individuality. Real individuality, not hype. No more Charlie's Angels, no more escapism. This is a call for the Midwest peoples to be concerned with their own lives, not the lives of the West thinks we have, not the lives of the West thinks we have, and the East demands we have. Wow, this is a call for the solidarity of all Midwestern peoples, so that we can refute the ideas of the East and call to halt the convenient image of the Midwest as passive land filled with bumpkins and hayseeds, of easily led puppets of a land of easily dominated by ideas and the wills of our English-speaking cousins. We're not puppets anymore. We need to restructure our Eastern-dominated universities. What? Solidarity with the Canadian Midlands, solidarity with Ukraine. What? An end to the industrial monopoly of the world's resources, an end to the blight of consumerism. That's why they said it just keeps on going on. This is, an endless an end to the present sectioning of the world of unity with all oppressed peoples, sponsored by the Organization of Indiana Artistic Elites. Note, the presence here, in spite of explicit Discordianism, of all characteristics of an excellent manifesto mixed with mixed emotions expressed with all the vitriolic vehemence of unmixed emotions. So if there is a cause about which you are ambivalent, do like Karl Marx did, pen its manifesto. No Discordian manifesto yet exists. We need at least 5. That will generate controversy and confuse Greyface. My own favorite holy name, Omar Khayyam Ravenhurst, functions that way. It is a walking identity crisis. Anybody can say or do anything in the name of Omar Khayyam Ravenhurst, for better or worse, that never fails to confuse the authorities. What should I do? Tw- No, this is it. My own. This tradition started in 1960 a when I was basic training clerk in the Marine Air Base 111. I typed in Ravenhurst moniker on a training lecture roster, listing him as a truck driver in motor transport, serial number 1369697, ranked private. When Ravenhurst Omar K failed to answer the roll call, somebody called the captain in charge of motor transport to find out where Ravenhurst was. Of course, nobody in the motor pool ever heard of such a private. All right, I'll continue. Peace, love, bye.